Okay guys, so this is the second part, and we're gonna delete everything and re-import Soomla store. Now, before deleting everything, if you are not doing this for the first time, if you already got Soomla and you're just looking to update, please make sure that you go to Soomla edit settings and save your Soomla secret, because a few people have deployed their game and then they did an update or something and they lost their secret. And of course this is the secret or key, if you like, the Soomla on device database is encrypted with. So the all the Soomla stuff is stored in a light SQL database on the device, and Soomla uses the device ID and with its secret, and they encrypt that database to keep it secure for you. So make sure you don't lose this secret here, because it's really important. So all the other stuff can be regained again, but that one you can't. So make sure you don't lose that. So right, let's just delete everything. I'm gonna delete the social media stuff, because I'll do some more videos and I'll update all my libraries so that everything's up to date. So this is the way I do it. Other people may do it differently. There you go. So I've deleted the Facebook folder. Now I'm going to delete the plugins folder as well. And that is going to take a little bit of time, because there's a lot of stuff in there, a lot of folders. Right, the other one is Soomla there. So we're going to delete that one as well. And then this web player template as well. So deleting that. So as you can see, I'm already getting some errors there, because the code is going crazy, saying I can't find this, I can't find that. You will see these prefabs gone off color, so we're just going to delete them as well. So now is as if you would start from scratch. So what I'm going to do is just restart Unity, just so that there's just something that I like to do to make sure that everything is as it's supposed to be. Unity. Right, so now if you haven't watched the previous video, go and watch it. This is part 2, and then in the previous video we went and downloaded the packages, and that's where they are there. And what we need to do is import the core first. So let's just open the download. So there's the core, and that's the latest version of it, 106. So let's just click that. With Unity open, you are going to get this window. Just make sure everything is ticked, and then just click import. What that is going to do is import the core library, and that is a library that holds, I guess, things that apply to all other libraries that Soomla uses. So maybe things like data access, I don't know, I haven't looked into it. into great details. So now that we've got core imported, now we can import store. So that is library that does our in-app purchases. So once again, make sure everything is selected and click import. So as you can see, all these folders are starting to appear, the plugins and the Soomla. So this error should go once the store is imported. Right, so the only problem now I have is the profile, and the problem is I'm not going to do the profile now, because we're going to do it in the next video maybe, or the one after that, once we get store all fixed up. Get it. We'll look at the main things about the about this store, and then we'll come back to that. Okay, so so we have imported them. The main things that you need to look at is Soomla, and then inside here you should have this folder with two prefabs inside, this core and store. These prefabs needs to be dropped on a scene that is loaded only once, and the best candidate for that is my splash scene, because what happens as the game loads, this scene loads for, I've got it running for a second or two, and then takes you to the main menu, and then from there you won't see this screen again. So basically that's why I dropped them on the splash, because that runs only once. It runs when the game is open, and then that's it. So that's the best way of doing it. Right, so once we've done that, so we have imported the libraries, we have got our folders. So we've got the plugin folder, and it's got Android, iOS and Soomla in there, and it's got the core and the store, so that looks good. We've also got the Soomla folder here. We've got the editor and the prefabs, and the prefabs, as I said, we have stuck them on the splash screen because that's where they're going to run only once. And then the other thing is this web player templates, which I'm not entirely sure what it's all about, but it's there. So the core and store prefabs, the only thing that's different about them is this script file. So the core has got the core events, and the store has got the store events. So make sure that it corresponds. Sometimes you import on top of each other, and because of some meta info being the same, you could end up with the core events inside the store events. So make sure they correspond there. Okay, so the next thing to do is to go to Soomla under Window, Edit Settings. So now that because we are updating, we need to put back our Soomla secret, the one that we have backed up, or if this is the first time you are implementing Soomla, you need to choose a secret, which is like a long password. You know, it could be just whatever. If I use key store, key pass, and that gives me passwords and stores them up for me, and so I use one of them and I back them up, and make sure you don't lose it, because once you have published your game, you will need this secret, because that is what is used to encrypt the Soomla database where all the data is stored. So if you lose it, we've had a couple of people on the um, Soomla Answers or blog or forum have lost it, and basically they didn't really know what to do. So that is a big deal if you lose that. Right, so at the moment we don't really need anything else here. Just make sure that the versions here, core and store, is what you expect. With the billing, we're gonna have to paste in the key, and I'm just gonna disable this. This is just extra debug information if you want. Sometimes if you get into trouble and some of the Soomla people or on the forum somebody says, can you switch on the native debug, and that's what they mean. So once you've got your Soomla secret, and make sure it's a strong one, but don't go too crazy, the next thing to do is to copy or paste in your Google Play public key, and you get that from your game. So you need to I'm not going to talk about how to create a game here. If you want me to talk about it, then let me know, or send me a message or something, and I'll explain you the Google Play developer console as much as I know it. But once you have created your game, your app, if you go to services and APIs, and then on this you will see your license key for this application. So what you need to do is copy this whole thing, just copy it and paste it in here like that. So now you've got your Google Play API key in there, you've got your Soomla secret in there, you've got your core events and store events on a, well, I've got it on the splash screen. That's what I suggest you do as well, because they need to be loaded once only during your game startup. And I think you are more or less set now to start coding your in-game functionality. So that's where I'm gonna stop it, and we will pick it up from here in the next video.